Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Transfer Tuesday. I hope you are having a fantastic Tuesday. For us, it's a nice sunny day outside and the sky is clear after all of the wildfires that have been happening. Very thankful for that. As you may have noticed, I am in a new space today. So we finally got the couch, the futon for my office to be able to film in. And this lovely wall here, we are still working on finding some prints for, or I'm still working on finding some prints for. So what you don't see while I'm sitting here is all the garbage that is on behind me. I've got like a bunch of stuff back here, but it's nice that I can just like cover it up with my back if I'm sitting at this angle. Let's talk about goals and what kinds of goals we have, what progress we made this week, because we made a good amount of progress this week, so we're excited. Long-term goals, we always start off with longer-term goals. Longer-term goals are to retire and to retire early or fire. So this week we made a lot of decisions as far as different smaller moves that we're going to make to help us retire early. One of those being is that we decided for the basement for our home, we want to get more equity out of it. We want to get out of PMI. We want to do all these fun things. We decided how we're going to save for that. And I made the decision that we are going to be going with a high yield savings account. More likely that will be going with the Yada Bank as far as high yield savings accounts. I am going to be filming a video soon on the top high yield savings accounts, and that's how we'll make our decision. We chose that over a brokerage because I'll be saving periodically. We're not sure when we're gonna finish out the basement. I would like to finish it out before baby number 2, because when I'm pregnant in the summertime, I get really hot, and the basement is just a really nice place to be when it's hot outside. We went with a high yield savings account because we're putting money into it periodically. We're not sure when we're gonna do it. And I don't want to have to worry about the large tax bill that's going to come with a brokerage account, especially if I take and sell within that year mark of short-term capital gains. I don't want to have to deal with short-term capital gains and even long-term capital gains. Like, there's no guarantee that it's going to help. And if I like basic math, the past few years, the market has returned to 10% per year. The short-term capital gains is at around 20%, so it'd even just be 2 years to break even if I had invested longer than 2 years. So that's what the capital gains tax would be. I think it's a smarter move to just go with the high yield savings account because it's likely going to be less than 2 years, and so that's what we went with. So now we made a lot of progress on our short-term goals this week. Let's start with the YouTube goals. This week I had the goal to make it to, I think, 1,300 flat on my other channel, and then to hit 16 subscribers on this channel. And we blew those out of the water, and I'm really grateful for those that watched the video last week and that subscribed, stuck around, wanted to hang out. Yeah. It was really awesome. I got 21 subscribers, or I went up to 21 subscribers. So that's a gain of 6 subscribers last week, which is fantastic for a channel that I just started like a month and a half ago. So thank you. And one of those was my husband. So he wanted to, before he subscribed, he wanted to see a little bit of progress on the channel, that I could do it consistently. And for my other channel, it also blew out of the water. I think I have 14 subscribers, so 1,314, which I wanted to hit. Like, I think I was at 1,280, and so I got, that's 35 subscribers in a week. And I don't post regularly there, although I did run a giveaway on that account. And was engaging on the community tab over there. So that probably helped a little bit. And maybe I mentioned this last week, but my husband got a new job this week. And so with that, one of our short-term goals is to have me get braces. A great way to help pay for dental expenses is an HSA. And this is where we're gonna transition into Transfer Tuesday. So we decided to max out our HSA. So then come the beginning of next year, likely, I will get started working on treatments for braces. I don't know if you can see, but my teeth are pretty whacked up. And that's just kind of how they've always been. And I was really, really looking forward to having this when we had the funds for it as I became an adult. And now is a great time for us to work on that. So we will be putting money into an HSA for the remainder of the year. We made the decision this week to do that. So that's why I'm including it for this Transfer Tuesday. I am really excited for it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna take a sip. This week we got a pina colada. So it's a bunch of vitamins with a little bit of caffeine. Always yummy. So I want to also kind of educate on what an HSA versus an FSA is, and the different things that go along with it. I'm no expert, but I have researched this a lot recently. Let's start off with an FSA. So with your employer, you can choose to have a flexible spending account. However, this is on a PPO plan or a preferred provider group. I don't know, some synonym with group that starts with O. And essentially what that is, that's a lower deductible health plan. You can choose to put money into an FSA to help pay for your expenses, your medical expenses. Things like you could put money in at the beginning of the year to help pay with your deductible. You could also have money in there to help pay for the different expenses that you have. So the different individual doctor's bills or an x-ray or prescription costs. And this has to be with a PPO plan. And one of the unfortunate parts about an FSA is that it does not roll over, or a little amount of money rolls over from year to year. So that FSA, if you don't use it, you lose it, which is really, really unfortunate, which is why we chose to go with an HSA. However, an FSA is great if you know that you're going to have predictable expenses. So maybe you have a medical condition that has you go into the doctor a lot, and your employer is contributing to an FSA for you to help pay for those expenses. That's a situation that maybe you would like to go into an FSA rather than an HSA. However, my husband and I, we have one child, and none of us have a medical condition that is a constant thing that we need to have checked. A pre-existing medical condition, that's what I was trying to think of. And so what an HSA does is you have a high deductible health plan, and you are able to contribute and have possibly, again, your employer contribute to an HSA or a health savings account. And this is a or tax deferred, and sometimes they can be a triple tax advantage, and I'll get into that, health plan. So what you can do is you do have that higher deductible where you wouldn't with a PPO and an FSA plan. In the high deductible healthcare plan, yes, you'll have a higher deductible, but then you can put money in the HSA. If you have above a certain amount of money in your HSA, then you can invest it in mutual funds or index funds to help it grow long term if you don't have any medical expenses that you are anticipating. And also this HSA, one huge benefit of it is that it rolls over with you from year to year, and it can also change employers. So whereas an FSA, it would not go with your employer. I'm sorry, a big tractor just rolled past. If you that caught up on the microphone. At least for us, being in a tech field, job turnover is very frequent, and the HSA is something that we are interested in. We were able to use an HSA for the birth of our daughter, and it covered all of our medical expenses for the hospital birth. It did not cover the visits. However, it did cover the full amount of the hospital birth, which I had a C-section, and so that is a lot more expensive than a natural birth or a regular non-cesarean birth. For the triple tax advantage HSA, what it would be is that it grows tax-free. It is a tax deduction on your taxes, as well as if past a certain age, you can take this out. It will be taxed, but you can use it as a retirement fund. Could be really beneficial. Let's say you retire and you've built up this large HSA over the course of your employment years, and you can use that for your ongoing medical expenses as you get into a geriatric age. So those are some of the benefits, why we chose it, things that have been very beneficial to us. My parents use an FSA because they do have pre-existing medical conditions. However, we have found that we are healthy, do not have any pre-existing medical conditions, and we plan on using the HSA to save for a specific medical dental event, so then I can get braces the next year when benefits roll over. Because it would really suck to start braces now and then not hit that, or hit that deductible and then have to hit that deductible again. So that's why, in my opinion, we're going to wait until January or February or the beginning of the year, so when those deductibles roll over. So I hope you found this helpful and informative. Transfer Tuesday, talking about FSAs and HSAs. My battery is about to die, so be sure to do the YouTubey things, hit that like button, comment. What are you working on this week? I'd love to hear. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.